Okay, so let's talk about devices. How can you make videos easily, quickly, and with a professional look to them? Well, I'll tell you what, we all use our smartphones. And it doesn't matter if you have an older iPhone like I do, this is an iPhone 5, or if you have a newer Android. They all work just fine. The cameras are amazing these days, but we need to figure out how to set it up. Now, if you don't have a smartphone, here's a little tip. First of all, you can buy a camera, which I'll show you in a minute, that is probably around $100 that works amazingly well. If you're an artist, you might want to do that so that you have a lot of zooming capability. But to start with, this is a fabulous way to begin. So let me show you what I've got here. You can start with a little tripod like this. This is just a regular tripod, but it's got these little bendy legs. I put this in my suitcase whenever I travel. And at first I had just this tiny little device to hold the camera, or in this case, the phone. And this one worked great. I really like it because unlike this one, you don't have to unscrew it. It just snaps in here. Let me just turn that off. Just snaps in here like that. It's got a little spring. So any size phone fits, and it's very simple. The problem is it only holds the phone this way, which, by the way, is exactly the way you should be holding your phone when you take a video. See the circle? It's on your right-hand side. Why is that? Just think about it. All the televisions and computer screens you know are in what we call landscape mode. They're wider than they are tall. So you know those videos that come out and there's black on either side? That's because you've held the phone this way. Well, I guess you wouldn't hold it upside down, but you'd hold it this way. Great. Problem is, if you're going to be doing FaceTime Live, which we absolutely are, this little doohickey doesn't work because it only goes on that way. And don't worry, I'll give you the links for all these devices. This is just a $30, very good, regular professional camera tripod. There's nothing special about it. It's just a tripod that you use for cameras and for video cameras. And it costs about $30, and it's got all these, fancy adjustments here. It can go up and down and back and forth. And I got a different kind of mount for my phone because of the live video. This one loosens here, and that way I can turn the phone sideways, as you can see. Voila. So now I can do my Facebook Live, because you have to do it that way for some strange reason. Otherwise your face ends up sideways. All right, what else do I have? This, believe it or not, is my selfie stick, and I got this one at a dollar store. So it doesn't have to be expensive. The camera equipment for you, you can also use, obviously, like I'm doing right now, your camera, your video camera in your MacBook or your other PC. But to start with, that's all you need. I wouldn't spend a lot of money until you really know what you're going to need and what your desires are. Okay, so let's talk about indoor lighting for a minute. The very best lighting that a woman can have for her videos is 2 windows on a cloudy day. Today happens to be a sunny day, and I'm in a space that I rent now that only has one big sliding window. So I'm facing the sunny window. It's a bit bright. You see how if I do this and bring the shade down a little bit, I won't do it right now, but you see I'm using my hand, how that helps. And then the other thing I might do is just put a fill light next to me. This is just a lamp. See how that fills in my face a little bit on this side? That's better, isn't it? Yeah. Perfect. Now let's explore some other ways to light ourselves indoors and out. So here we are. I've got my handy dandy selfie stick. I don't usually use one, so it might be a little wobbly. And I'm looking right into the sun. This might be nice for some kind of vacation picture, But if I was trying to do a video, it'd be very hard because I can't look into the camera. See what I mean? So let's just step, see if I can give you a nice backdrop into the shadows. There's a lemon tree behind me. I like it. Look at how nice that is. That beautiful lemon tree. And I can look right at the camera and speak to you. Once again, I'm facing toward the light. The sun is behind the tree over there. But I'm able to stop squinting and say hello. So you definitely want to stay in the shade, and even better is a cloudy day. I don't know if you've ever seen the portrait photographers, the people who are taking pictures for their engagement or something, run out to the seaside or somewhere on a cloudy day. So now you start to play with and just see the differences in the lighting. It really makes a big difference. So play with it a little bit. Find the right place in your home that works well. And then we'll move on to the next step, which is staging the backdrop. Unlike I've done today. That gray wall is not so great. There we go, back to the lemon tree. You see what I mean? We're going to stage what's behind me. Okay, we're back in my room, and we're going to start talking about staging. Now this is a tough room because there's this huge built-in over here with brown wood and one window. And so I'm trying to decorate the wall behind me, but I've gotten it kind of not quite right. I love the flowers back there. I'd love for there to be like a bookcase or something, but there just isn't. All of my things are in storage at the moment. So let's talk about how we can create a backdrop that's interesting but not distracting. Has this ever happened to you, or are you afraid it would happen? That you pour your heart and soul into a product, a course, something you just adore, and you, ta-da, and nothing happens. It's not you, my darling. It's not the course. It's just that you put something on the shelf and nobody's in the store. Or you put it out on the street corner even, but there's no traffic going by. So you want to create radiance, excitement. You want to create presence and momentum. And as long as you're doing that at the same time that you develop your course, you'll be okay. So I found this clip from my living room in my home that I just moved out of. And I wanted to show you how the light is arranged, how the background is arranged. I was going to do a voiceover, but then I really loved the message of this one, so I left it on there for you. In this clip, I'm actually sitting at my desk. I put my desk in front of two windows, so there is a window slightly to each side of me. You see how that really fills out my face and makes the light look nice. I love books, and these are my normal books. I just make sure that the bookcase is tidy behind me. And I love flowers. And this is in the summertime, it looks like, and there's some amazing flowers from the farmer's market. So it's nothing special, but it's a little piece of me. And I think that's what's really important, is to surround yourself with the light and the colors and the things that you love. Because everything we're doing is to portray something about you. Not to look like a movie star, but really to look like yourself and be yourself on film. So now let's go inside to the big house near where I live, and we're going to show you some other options. So now we can talk about lighting. We can talk about amazing backdrops. And this room even has a skylight, so it's like I have that fancy drop light over me. It's perfect. And I would do all of my videos here in this spot. The only thing that you might notice is that the sound is a little echoey. So we need a microphone. But you see how I can be just in between these two squares here? Nothing's cutting my head off. Nothing looks like it's coming into my throat. I might have something more interesting like books or figures in the background, but these are interesting enough that you think, oh, wow, look at those paintings she's collected. This is a Japanese woodcut print. This is an amazing painting over here. And but it's not so distracting that you're not going to listen to what I have to say. So I hope this helped you find just the perfect place with the perfect lighting. And if you need to buy a few extra pieces to hang on the wall, or I even painted my walls at one point to make the perfect color, then work on it. It's a fun little project.